Now at 8, we turn to a new segment, First and Finest, where members of the Connecticut State Police Force sit down with Fox 61 to discuss issues that affect you at home. This morning, we're speaking with Brian Foley from the State Department of Emergency Services and Public Protection. He joins us to talk about a range of topics. Good morning.
Yeah, thank you for welcoming me back in here. We're going to have the Connecticut State Police troopers coming in weekly just to really talk about things that are affecting all the citizens in our state.
All right, looking forward to it. So this morning, we saw this video coming out of Hartford of this fire. You were reacting to it. Incredible work by the Hartford Fire and Police Department. More than 40 people rescued.
Yeah, so let's talk about Charter Oak Place. That's a very unique street in that it's very narrow and all the buildings are very old, but that's a large apartment building right near it, probably about 2 blocks from City Hall or so. Not an easy place for the fire department to get their apparatus in there because all those buildings are very old. It's a windy, twisty street. Major fire. You're going to see an investigation at this point. At some point, I would assume the Connecticut State Police Fire Marshal's office would be on scene with the Hartford Fire Marshals to determine the cause and origin of the fire and assist police. Obviously, you're seeing some amazing rescues out there, and boy, this Hartford Fire Department, I got to tell you, that's a city fire department, and those are real firemen right there, man. I'm telling you, good job and hats off, and I'm sorry to any victims, and there's a lot of work still going on there. Yeah.
All right. Turning now to the coronavirus. It's something we've been talking about quite a bit now. What is your department doing to make sure you're prepared?
So we have on our side, it's the Department of Emergency Services and Public Protection, which also has emergency management for the state. And that is they manage emergencies. Now, a lot has changed over the weekend with some people testing positive. On Monday and Tuesday, we already have a bevy of meetings lined up between local officials from your mayors, local fire chiefs, city managers, and that such. They're all going to meet with the governor and the state staff. You're going to have a statewide meeting and also a meeting federally, all within the next few days for everybody involved. But this is a public health emergency. And on our side, we manage emergencies, be it public health, be it a terrorist attack, a cyber attack. As luck would have it, we just drilled within the last 6 months of a pandemic type of emergency, working closely with the Department of Health. And it was amazing to see then and amazing to see now how prepared the state of Connecticut is to handle exactly this type of situation. We're monitoring everything, and again, a lot has changed over the last couple of days, and the next couple of days are going to be busy as well. But I think the state itself is handling it as far as being prepared very well.
Yeah, for someone who might not be aware and has never heard of one of these drills, how much is that like to a real-life situation?
Well, unfortunately, it's exactly like it. Again, we prepared for it. Department of Public Health is doing a great job keeping us informed because we're not medical experts by any stretch of the imagination. Then it's our job to get resources and communication out to everyone around the entire state, hopefully doing the best we all can do to keep everybody safe.
All right. This week, an unfortunate story out of court. A judicial marshal struck by a vehicle there, too. One of them released, but we haven't gotten an update on that second judicial marshal in a while.
So he's doing better, but it's a brain injury, a head injury, and obviously these things take a lot of time. And just a difficult scenario. Look, you got a guy coming in there showing up on basically larceny charges, not a big deal. When he gets to court, he basically learns you're not going to walk out of here. You're probably going to end up going back to jail. But this is prior to getting into the courtroom setting. He ends up bolting on the marshals, runs out, gets in his car, and he literally ran down these marshals and ran them over. Connecticut State Police enter the scenario to investigate the car accident. It happens on state property. They learn, the detectives at Major Crimes do an amazing job getting the intel on this guy, that he's up in Massachusetts. They connect with Mass State Police. Mass State Police has his fugitive unit, and in no time at all, they end up finding him. They find the car. He's held as a fugitive, brought into the state of Connecticut, and charged now. And so he went from simple larceny charges. Now he's looking at some years behind bars, unfortunately, for everybody.
Yeah. All right. One more topic we wanted to touch on. You guys are in the middle of recruiting right now for state police.
Yes, please sign up. Go ahead.
Let's talk about women, trying to recruit women right now.
Yeah, so we're trying to get women troopers or people that want to be troopers. And so there's an event coming up from 3 to 5 today, and then 6 to 8. Actually, Rachel Lutzker is going to be emceeing the event tomorrow night. Look, this is just an informal setting for any woman that's ever thought about being a state trooper. You get to go into the academy, see what the academy looks like. There'll be a ton of female troopers there. You can ask them any questions you want. It's just go in, see what it looks like. If you've thought about it, it's informal. Walk into the academy. A bunch of women troopers are going to be there that have lived it and that are living the real life, and they're there to talk to you about it. And of course, you got Lutzker on Monday. She'll be emceeing the event too at the Academy. So please, anybody, we're hiring so bad. It's a great job. Connecticut State Police Trooper, and please come down in the women's event. Please, the women troopers, we need as many as we can get.
And I know there was a change in the tattoo policy, which is a big thing. I had a personal friend who had applied before but got turned away because he had sleeves of tattoos, and now that's not the case anymore. It's
the tattoo policies, all the policies on hair, anything, all the police departments around the state have to adjust based on social norms, and everyone keeps track of that. And look, in the 90s, we lived through it in Hartford with the spiderweb tattoos that people deemed offensive. So at the same time, while you got to adjust the policies to keep up with social norms, my God, you got to be aware of people's sensitivities as well. So I think this new policy that came out does a good job with the balance of both, and it's a very modern policy.
All right, Brian Foley, thanks so much for joining us for the first week of this. And we will continue to keep you updated on this segment. Join us next Sunday at 8 a.m. for the next segment of First and Finest, where members of the Connecticut State Police Force sit down with Fox 61 to discuss issues that affect you. Next week, we're talking more about women in policing and how you can get involved.